Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. I'm outside here, just continuing on with the roof, and kind of broke it up into a couple of different sections, just to show you what I'm doing and how I'm going to be doing it. So the first section over here, basically this was all gel coated. It was all similar to this end section right here. It was all gel coated the same. Kind of ripped a lot of the gel coat off with a 40 grit, and then I went to a 120. After I used the 120, I went over it with a light and just see if I could find any pinholes and that sort of thing that need to be filled before I use the 230, I think it was. 220, before I use 220. So this is finished with 220. This is paint ready now, and this is actually, this section right here is done with the 120, and I've yet to go over all the little pinholes and that sort of thing. I've got them marked already, and I'll show you what they look like here in a second. And then on this one, I've just done the 40 grit, and then that one I've done absolutely nothing with it yet. So I've got a couple of different ways I could do this, I guess. I can take it right down to this with a 220 or even a 280 grit or whatever, and it's paint ready. Because I think I'm going to use the Alexio paint again, and I'm going to use the roll-in tip on the Alexio. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to use on the whole boat, actually, on the top side, the gunnels. I may end up using all grip for the deck and the non-skid, but we'll see how it goes. So on these two sections, I'm kind of committed to take it down to 220 grit and paint it. This one and the last one, I can bring it down to 40 first of all, and then I can go over it with my fairing compound, which is a total boat epoxy fairing compound, and then just take it down to, well, still go through 120, 220 after that. You won't be seeing as much glass if I do it the other way. I don't know if it's more work this way or more work that way, but I think I'm going to give it a shot and just see. As you can tell, I mean, this section's got more gel coat on, still remaining, rather than this one and this one. So I'll just give you a close-up here. So it's things like this that after you go over with a light, you can kind of see some more little holes and stuff like that. So the green is the fairing compound, obviously, and that's the way it looks. So this is basically how I went over the whole thing after I sand it. Look for some of the pinholes. Another one right there. As you can see, there's another one just right there, and so on and so forth. So going like that. Okay, so it gets it down pretty fine, so that there's not many infills to do after the fact. So this, remember, has got the 220 on it. Now this middle section, I'd say a middle section. This is the things that I'm looking for right here. I don't know if you can see it or not. You can see this one just a little bit better. So that's what I'm looking for as far as filling in, or basically anything that I need to fill in. So that's how far a 120 brings it down. So after I fill this in with the fairing compound, similar to that, then I go over it with a 220, which basically brings it to this. Okay. So, and again, I went through this whole section right here, and I just put a pencil mark over it so I can come back and do the infills, and then ready to sand with the 220. So this section, which is done with 40 grit only as far as now, there's a lot more scratches in it. and there's a lot more little dips and places and a lot of areas that needs the infill. So again, my question is, I mean, I don't know what's going to save more time. Down to the 40 grit, just put fairing compound over all the areas that that need it to infill it. Then go over it with 120 and then 220, and then call it good. Just doing it with the 40 is not too bad. There's a lot more. You'll see right here, there's a section right here. I don't know if you guys can pick up on this or not. I don't know how good it's going to be. But there's definitely a lot more infilling with just the 40 grit than it is taking it down to 120 and then infilling it. So we'll see. I'll do this section anyway and go from there. And then the regular gel coat, I think this was just rolled on. You see how bumpy it is. It's very much of a textured sort of feel to it, and I just put that on. It was a quick coat, just to protect it and seal it all up until I got a chance to work on it, which is now. So if you remember, this whole roof was glassed, re-glassed over. I think I put 2 coats of glass on the top of this, and then I think it was 2 or 3 coats of gel coat on top of that. And you can see in some of the areas, like this one right here, that's the first coat, you could totally tell, of gel coat, and that's how much, you know, it kind of filled in. I used, I think, chop first, and then it was just like a boat cloth mat. And an example of that would be this stuff right here. So this is what I used, I think, as the final coat. It's just a very fine cloth, and it went on top of the chop mat. So even as fine of a cloth that I have, there's still a lot of little dips and infills that need to be made. So when I talk about a sacrificial coat of gel coat, this is exactly what I mean. I mean, the first coat, it got quite a bit of the little dips and stuff, and then the second coat just built on top of that, and maybe there's a third coat on this, actually, to be honest with you. But regardless, it sands off pretty easy and pretty quick. What I've got done here now maybe took me 2.5 to 3 hours roughly, and you know, a good day and I could totally have this done, but yeah, we'll see. So anyway, that's what I want to share with you guys, and just give you a sneak peek of how this is going, and yeah, we'll see how it turns out. I'm not too sure yet. So I'm just playing around with the roof, not going real crazy or silly stupid like I did on the boat. About an hour a day, an hour and a half a day, and that's all I'm doing on it right now. From the previous pictures, you see that I've got all the underside pretty well all cleaned up and new material in that needed to be in, so I'm not worried too much about that. I want to get the roof painted as well as the command bridge, and get that done and be able to store that while I'm working on the rest of the boat here this summer, and get this at the garage because I really need some space here. It's kind of a little bit cluttered right now, and I hate having clutter kicking around. So that's it for now. Just a quick video. It's been a while. Nothing other than that to kind of report here in Alberta. I guess we're all in the same situation right now, and again, I just hope that everybody's staying safe. I think tomorrow a lot of things open up here in Alberta, so I think tomorrow phase 1 out of the 3 phases that the province proposed is opening up, according to the news brief today. So that's encouraging that you know, some of the businesses are starting to open up and try and get back to a little bit of a normal, I guess. and we'll see phase 2 is supposed to kick in a month thereafter, around June 19th, so I heard. So we'll see. Well guys, we'll talk to you later. Stay safe and have a great long weekend, I guess. This is May long right now, so yeah, we'll talk to you later. Bye bye for now.